Very simple question. Did the mainstream media have an agenda with Joel Embiid? Did they do the big guy dirty, and did they play a part in him eventually not winning in the MVP ballot? Hell no. Hell no. Okay, Embiid made some comments, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but this is one of the stupidest calls I've ever seen. Okay, let's read this real quick. Ready? Okay. I just knew it was going to happen. I guess every year it's all about whatever you guys, the media, decide. Okay, the media does have its role in who gets selected for the MVP. Now, their influence is less impactful than what people would like to admit. That's the truth. Okay, it helps. It does help when you're in part of an engaging media storm throughout the whole season. People are watching. People are engaged. When Westbrook won the MVP, it was his first season away from the shadow of KD, the memorable departure of KD, and KD was the villain, and Westbrook was not. He was putting up these unprecedented triple double records, and everyone went bananas. And now Westbrook has an MVP. Right or wrong, he has an MVP. But typically, the media actually, in terms of swaying something, it mostly happens not from the creation of a new headline, but the dying off of an old one. Right? Meaning, okay, Jordan, LeBron, two guys who could have easily won more MVPs than they actually did, but they didn't. Why did they not? Because a headline that reads, "Hey guys, Michael Jordan, still the best basketball player on the planet." That's not very fun. It's not very new. It needs to be fresh, right? There's voting fatigue is a real thing in media, right? Now, Embiid, this guy was a superhero. The media showered Joel Embiid. This is why it makes no sense. For keeping the 76ers alive after Ben Simmons turned his back on everybody. No one had Ben Simmons' back. Nobody. Okay, whatever. Let's keep reading, right? Whatever fits the narrative as far as who's going to win. The only thing I'll say about these awards is that I don't know how to explain it. But I go back to what I heard on the podcast about Bill Simmons basically saying, it sounded like he had a grudge against somebody, saying F Jalen Green. Okay, now these comments from the legendary Bill Simmons from The Ringer are another example of comments that have been completely just blown out of proportion, right? He said this about Green. He was actually making a good point when he said it, because he was insinuating that, okay, Jalen, he plays for a bad team. Therefore, his stats are inflated in value compared to a Evan Mobley, compared to a Scotty Barnes. That's obvious, right? 20 points on the Rockets is not the same as scoring 20 points on the surprisingly pretty good Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Role players who are on championship teams, if they go on the worst team in the league, guess what? Now they're the franchise guy. That's the way the league works. That being said, probably shouldn't have said F Jalen Green. But I do think he had a good point. Okay, we're going to keep reading this, right? If we're going to allow these types of people to vote for these awards, that's not fair. I don't know what else I have to do to win. And to me, at this point, it's whatever. Okay, so we have a competitive athlete who was told pretty much by the fact that he didn't win, he wasn't good enough for something, and thought that there was corruption afoot, right? Okay, let's look into that. Here, I have a totality of their stats, right? Jokic and Embiid for the whole season, and what do you know? There's a lot more greens for Joker, way more green, and a lot more reds for Embiid. Now Joker is obviously, I think, the best sentence that defined his season. First player in NBA history to record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists. Tremendous athlete. Tremendous career. Tremendous season. But Embiid, and he might have led the league in scoring, but Jokic was only third, right? He got way more rebounds. He got way more assists. He was more reliable health-wise. What are we missing here? Okay, look at this. Triple doubles, he leads. Field goal percentage, he leads. And, where Embiid does beat him, it's by a small margin, unlike Jokic. So Embiid can play the media card as much as he wants. And he's going to get sympathy. He wasn't robbed. It wasn't corrupt. In fact, if anyone is paying attention to anything at all this season, the number one narrative was actually, commending Joel Embiid for shouldering the 76ers throughout this tailspin of the Ben Simmons distractions. Like, it was, Ben Simmons was the villain, okay? Not Joel Embiid. Okay, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.